What is up, everybody, on today's Unbiased Hard Take? Again, as you saw on our Facebook page, again, link to that will be in the description down below. We have really good content on our Facebook, so please do check that out if you have not already done so. But, as you've seen on our Facebook page, I was sick, so I want to apologize for the lack of video early this week, but we're here now. I had the stomach flu, and that was very horrible. So hopefully you guys have been staying healthy out there. The stomach flu is very real this time of the year, so feeling better now, and we're here. So, with that, I have a big lineup for you guys today because a lot of things have happened. We're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Is he the Browns' franchise quarterback? Grandpa, literally he's a grandpa, Philip Rivers. It will be starting for the Colts tomorrow against the Seahawks. And then we'll also talk about college football playoffs and react to that. So, stay tuned for more. What is up, Unbiased Hard Take? We're going to jump right on into it because there's been a lot of drama over this last week in the NFL world because it looks like a movie almost. We're going to start straight with the Indianapolis Colts. And you know, I feel bad for Colts fans because Colts fans haven't won the division in, I think, around 10 years. I don't have the exact stat on me right now. But the Colts actually started this season very hopeful, one of the best teams in the league. We're at one point the one seed in the AFC. And their season has just absolutely fell apart. And really, it's really not really their fault. I mean, Anthony Richardson, who was supposed to be the franchise quarterback, who I thought was going to be the franchise quarterback, and I was obviously wrong. I mean, had an eye injury during pregame warm-up with one of those little band things. Riley Leonard right now is injured as well, and Daniel Jones has tore his Achilles and is out for the season. So literally all three of their quarterbacks were injured and are virtually done for the season. And they were down to Brett Rypien. So what do they do? What do you do at that point? They call 44-year-old grandpa. The man's literally a grandfather as of last year. Philip Rivers. The NFL's laughing at you, Colts Nation. Because really, the Colts are a laughingstock. And they have been for years. It's one of the softest divisions in the NFL, AFC South, that they haven't won in around 10 years. They haven't won in Jacksonville since my senior year of high school, which is in 2014. I was in high school the last time they won in Jacksonville, and they play them in Jacksonville every year. At one point, they hired Jeff Saturday, who had no coaching experience, as their interim head coach when Jim Irsay was still around. That was hilarious. And now they're literally signing Hall of Fame candidate. He's literally been out of the NFL so long that he's literally on the Hall of Fame semifinalist class as of right now. And he's a grandpa. They signed 44-year-old Philip Rivers. And he's going to start this Sunday. The Colts are a laughingstock. I mean, they hire former players as their coach. They are signing grandfathers to play in the NFL. And their final couple games to end the season is Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville, Houston. And you know, I will say this. The Colts might be a laughingstock right now. The whole NFL world is literally making fun of you. And you deserve it. But it's going to be entertaining. It's gonna be worth watching. I'm gonna pay attention to how Philip Rivers plays. And Philip Rivers was never a scrambling quarterback anyway, so it's not like he needs mobility. He was making jokes, like the dadgummit jokes, and he actually told a reporter, "I don't know how much I weigh." I mean, you can tell he's much older, but I don't expect much from Philip Rivers. I mean, I think they're gonna lose all 4 of these games, finish the season 8 wins, 9 losses, and miss the playoffs yet again. And Shane Steichen will probably lose his job. He's probably going to get fired because he's been there multiple years now with not even a single playoff berth. Can't even win the crappy AFC South. And it's one of the worst divisions in football. And he deserves to lose his job. I mean, at that point. But I'm going to pay attention to Philip Rivers. It's like a movie. It reminds me of something you'd see off like The Longest Yard or something. Because they literally signed a grandfather. And I'm to a point concerned about his well-being. I'm sure Philip Rivers can still sling the football. I have no doubt that he can still throw darts. But, I mean, what happens when he gets hit? What's going to happen when he gets hit to the ground by one of these 23-year-old linebackers that are the same age of his kids? Are they going to break? They're going to hurt him. This man's going to get hurt. He's a grandfather. He's literally a grandpa. He is going to get hurt. So I'm to a point concerned about his welfare a little bit. But it's going to be entertaining. I want to see if he can pull this off because, I mean, like I said, they're down Danny Dimes, they're down Anthony Richardson, and they're down Riley Leonard right now, the old Notre Dame quarterback. So all three of their quarterbacks are injured at this point. So at this point, might as well. I mean, you ain't got nothing else to lose. So let's just at least make it interesting and make it entertaining. Because the Colts are going to lose all 4 of these football games regardless. And that's just the reality of it. But the whole NFL world will be watching. I don't think it's going to go very well. I really, really don't. I mean, Phillip Rivers had a hard time winning a championship in his prime with Antonio Gates, Vincent Jackson, and LaDainian Tomlinson. And now he's a grandfather and doesn't have nearly half of that talent. Jonathan Taylor's good, but he's no LT, and they don't have any receiver or tight end nearly as good as Vincent Jackson was or Antonio Gates. And he's older. This is not going to go well for the Colts. They're going to lose all 4 of these games and get their coach fired. And that's just the truth of it. But then, we're going to talk about a young buck, because we've already talked about Pawpaw. Pawpaw Rivers. Oh, the Colts are a joke. Anyway, we've already talked about Pawpaw Rivers, so now we're going to jump into Shedeur Sanders a little bit, because Shedeur Sanders, I mean, Kevin Stefanski's punching air right now, because he looked really, really good. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, again, and then their game against the Titans, 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 97.7 QBR. But here's what I'm going to talk about. At this point, it's obvious Kevin Stefanski does not want Shedeur to succeed. There's actually reports that he wants out of Cleveland now. Of course he does. Shedeur's playing well. They won a game. He doesn't want to win. He doesn't want to play well. The FBI needs to stop, and the Justice Department needs to stop investigating Terry Rozier in the NBA and go check out Kevin Stefanski's clown ass and check out what's going on in Cleveland. Because they're obviously rigging games. They're obviously sabotaging Shedeur. Shedeur takes you down the field and leads you to a comeback against the Titans. Has 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. One of the best Browns quarterback performances they've ever had. And ever. And instead of giving him the ball on the 2-point conversion, you take him out of the game and run the Wildcat. I mean, at this point, it's obvious sabotage after comments, prank calls by assistant coaches in the NFL on draft day, their son's prank calling. It's obvious the NFL doesn't want Shedeur to succeed. It's obvious Kevin Stefanski, who obviously, what you see on the field compared to what you've seen with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, you're telling me that Kevin Stefanski didn't know that Shedeur Sanders was going to play this well? Bullcrap. There's been reports that he hasn't even gotten any reps. Before he was a starter, he didn't get any reps really at all with the number 1 offense. There's a reason for that. Because when he wanted to throw him out there at some point in the season, and hopefully he would fail. That's the reality. He's making stupid coaching. This is a 2-time coach of the year, so you know he's not fully stupid. He's playing stupid. And then he'll turn around and sort of give a baloney answer in the press conference. Well, I mean, he's a young player. Bullcrap. You don't run the Wildcat on a 2-point conversion to try to win football games when your quarterback's on a heater with almost 400 passing yards. No NFL coach is doing that, except unless you're trying to sabotage a player. Kevin Stefanski should be banned from the NFL for rigging games and for hurting his players' chances and trying to sabotage them. There's no room in the NFL for that. Kevin Stefanski needs banned from the NFL forever. And that's the reality of it. But then, we have one more thing to talk about, because we have college football playoffs, guys. And Alabama got in. I don't know who they're paying or who they're sucking off in the offices, but somehow they are now the first 3-loss team to ever make the college football playoffs. And Notre Dame got left out, and they're pouting too by refusing bowl games, opt out like a champion today, like they say. I mean, and Notre Dame doesn't necessarily deserve to get in. I mean, they were 2-2 versus ranked teams, and they have no conference title game. They're not even in a conference at all. But I mean, Notre Dame needs to join a conference and get with the program. You can't be independent in the playoff system anymore. That's just not how things work anymore. But somehow, I just don't understand how Alabama gets in over Notre Dame. Notre Dame has less losses. Alabama couldn't even win their conference championship and had 3 losses. Had any other team other than Alabama done those things, they would not even have been considered. for the playoffs. But then again, this wouldn't even be a debate if you didn't have... I don't even see how James Madison and Tulane got in there anyway, especially over Notre Dame or even a Texas for that matter. You're telling me that James Madison has a better chance than Texas? Bullcrap. College football is getting down to a two-conference system. And I believe, unless it's the SEC or the Big Ten, they need to take all other schools truly and just give them Division II or Division III status and have a separate playoff system. Because at this point, it's a business. College players get paid, and there's no control over it. So what they need to do is just these smaller programs, the ACC, Duke football, even Purdue football in the Big Ten. That's a different conversation, though. Purdue should lead the Big Ten. We've already had the conversation. But really, they don't have a chance unless they're in the SEC or the Big Ten. Boise State should be a Division II team now in college football because it's a business. They don't have the same money. They don't have the same donors. They don't have the same culture and the same brand to compete with Alabama, to compete with Ohio State. They don't have that. So, really, it's a two-conference system now. And they're trying to keep the little guy alive with, like, Tulane, James Madison. But that's over. The underdog is over in college football. It is now a two-conference system. The other conferences should be dismembered and join Division II, Division III schools. And that's just the reality of it. But that's all I got for today's Unbiased Hard Take. Again, like, subscribe, hit the bell icons on Facebook, Sports Facts of the Day, all that good stuff. I really appreciate the support from you guys. JB does as well. Again, sorry for the lack of video earlier this week. I was sick, feeling much better now with the stomach flu. So, that's all I got. Until next time, let's go Heat, boiler up, and go Pack, go baby. Let's beat Denver tomorrow. Go Pack, go.